Hey everybody, E-Ray Taronic here, master weaver of mystery suspense thrillers, screenplays, and broadcaster of astrology. Okay, so let's get into the astrology for Tuesday, March 10th. Remember, Mercury is still retrograde until about the 20th. I would say the 26th will be out of the shadow period. That's more of a safe zone. But like I said, people from the past are still coming back and you're still dealing with situations from the past, okay? Now, the sun is at 19 degrees of Pisces until about 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, which means if you're watching this on Monday, it's already there now, okay? This pertains to secret, sacrifice, solitude, and taxes generally, but it affects placements in any sign between 16 and 22 degrees. Under these energies, one can be more indecisive, fickle, and confused, okay? Where you have challenging aspects, you might be pursuing too many things or too many people at once, okay? Some are starting things before finishing other things. It's time to focus if you want to fulfill anything. Be selective with who you want or allow around you. Go with the more quiet, less dramatic, practical person. If this is not a person, go with the less dramatic or practical situation. Someone here can be trying to control confusion of the mind, or a real mental disorder, okay? I will say, just be mindful of who you're dealing with in all situations. Scorpio and Cancer placements between 16 and 22 degrees, see more of the blessings. Taurus and Capricorn placements, see the assistance and or opportunities, or they're offering it to someone else, okay, if they have those placements between 16 and 22 degrees. But check my astrology in the morning at author E-Ray Taronic and see how it's affecting each and every sign, so you'll know exactly how it's affecting you. But general people can be wishy-washy, Now, moving along to a 46-minute transit, okay? So this is only going on for about 46 minutes, and it starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it goes to 9:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon in Sagittarius at 10 degrees will be coupled with Lilith retrograde in Sagittarius. Where you have placements between 7 and 13 degrees of any sign, you're affected by these energies, okay? This pertains to your primal instincts, your knee-jerk reactions, and most times your lower side, your dark side. This can see you being more rebellious and embracing your shadow side. You'll crave independence, intense emotional experiences, and a refusal to conform to society or societal norms. Under these energies, one can be dangerous, hazardous, disloyal, cunning, violent. They can act without doubt or guilt or hesitation. Objectives can be obtained through risky, cunning, and even cruel acts, okay? So just be mindful of what people do to you under this 46 minutes and what their motives are, okay? Here, you can use your intelligence and strategic talents to achieve something noble or to serve your lower personal ambitions. But either way, there's some type of animosity here or some type of loss is likely. Leo and Aries placements will see the blessings. So you're gaining something if you have placements in those areas between 7 and 13 degrees. Pisces, Virgo, Cancer, Taurus, and Gemini placements will see the issues of some type of loss or animosity from others, okay? Whether they have the animosity or somebody has it towards them. Wherever you have that in your chart, those placements, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be those signs. You can have those placements in your chart and you're still dealing with this. Aquarius and Libra placements between that 7 and 13 degrees will see the assistance and or opportunity, whether they're granting it to someone or they're receiving it. Beware who you accept this offer from, okay, though, because we see the energies, people could be using cruel tactics, like I said. I don't really like these energies because someone here could also have an underlying animosity towards you. Scorpio and Capricorn placements is where the opportunities or assistance will need to be initiated. Maybe in general, you guys should just leave this alone because I just really don't like those energies at all, okay? They just are shady. But anyway, by 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is a 24-hour transit. The sun will shift to 20 degrees of Pisces and it will stay there until Wednesday morning around the same time. This pertains to secret, sacrifice, solitude, and taxes. It affects placements in any sign between 17 and 23 degrees. And under these energies, one can be more lazy, straightforward, bossy, angry, unless you have favorable aspects to these energies, in which case you'll get work done or you'll be nicer or people will be nicer to you. If you exercise willpower and apply effort, you can see success in a situation. Now, Scorpio and Cancer placements between 17 and 23 degrees will see more of the blessing, more of the good energies that I talked about. Taurus and Capricorn as well, if they have placements between 17 and 23 degrees. The other signs, it could be iffy, not so much. You're more dealing with the lazy, straightforward, bossy, angry issues, okay? But check the astrology in the morning on my Facebook page at Author E. Ray Taronic to see exactly how it's affecting each and every placement, okay? Provided those placements are between 17 and 23 degrees. Now, moving along to a 2-hour transit that I want to talk about. This is starts at 1:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it goes for 2 hours. This is where the moon in Sagittarius at 13 degrees will square Mercury in Pisces, Mercury retrograde in Pisces. It notes a challenge regarding communication. For some, effort is required via you using your skills. Where you have placements between 10 and 16 degrees of Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, and or Gemini, you're affected by this challenge. And it pertains to skills, education, travel, knowledge, secrets, sacrifice, solitude, even taxes. And the challenges can be seen as it pertains to your work, your health, your daily routines. It could require you being of service to someone else. You could have to travel. It could require short distance travel, your locale, neighbors, even siblings, okay? Some will struggle with a tug of war between their emotion and their intellect. Watch out for scattered thinking or speaking impulsively or having difficulty aligning your logic with your emotional needs. You'll need to develop your emotional intelligence and be mindful of communication. It's time to stop and reflect before you speak. Under these energies, one can be tasked to utilize their intelligence, be resourceful, or be pleasant. One can be also tasked to be honest and not be a liar, to be kind, or work to keep something or a situation in good condition, okay? There can be issues with this if you're not organized or if you don't think things through thoroughly, okay? You've got to be prepared for what it is you're trying to implement if you want to be successful, because an issue or challenging communication can pop up out of nowhere. You might need to seek out help or the advice of someone who can help you. Teamwork is likely required if you want to see success, recognition, or some type of honors of some sort, or even attention. It can take hard work, rebuilding something or repairing something you feel you've damaged, okay? You can also be required to be accessible to someone else, okay? For some, there's an issue with respect here in some way. Don't let nobody respect you or play in your face or play on your top, okay? You know what's going on, okay? So just be mindful of that. Now, this is the next transit I want to talk about. It's a 2-hour transit, and it starts at 3:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is when the moon in Sagittarius at 14 degrees will be squaring Pallas retrograde in Pisces. This affects placements between 11 and 19 degrees of Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini, anywhere in your chart. It notes a challenge that requires the utilization of your skills, wisdom. It can require strategic planning, utilizing your creativity or your artistic skills. And it pertains to education, travel, knowledge, secrets, sacrifice, solitude, and taxes. The challenges can be seen in the areas of work, your health, your daily routines, you being of service to another person, neighborhoods, neighbors, your locale, siblings, or even short distance travel. This can cause tension where your feelings collide with your intellectual wisdom or your creative solutions. It requires you to reconcile your emotional nurturing side with your need for independent and objective thinking, or utilizing your objective strategy. Under these energies, one can be tasked to be or to have, or they can have issues in putting in hard work, okay? I should have put hardworking. I'll change that. Okay. They could have to be creative, be devoted, ambitious, or determined. Others may be too aggressive. Okay. If you're putting in effort to complete a mission, you'll need to utilize your intellect, your imagination, or possibly your memory. Okay. Success and recognition can be obtained in the sciences, theology, history, or literature. Okay. Avoid violent confrontations and try to talk things out if it's worth it to you, okay? It looks like who or whatever you're dealing with here is attempting to place blockages in your way or hold you back in some way, and you're trying to get around this, okay? The last transit I want to talk about is a 2-hour transit, and it starts at 5:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where the moon in Sagittarius at 15 degrees will make a fated yet karmic aspect to Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. It ushers in luck or expansion that you may have been waiting for, okay? And it affects placements anywhere in your chart between 12 and 18 degrees of Sagittarius or Cancer. Under these energies, one can be conceited, ambitious, envious, noble, righteous, and even helpful. There can be something you or someone else is wanting, even if you can't afford it, okay? But luckily, you might obtain it because luck is here. However, it could be attained from someone else as it's being coveted, you know. Keep your self-centeredness and arrogance controlled, and don't take anyone's kindness for weakness because you may feel like communicating too freely. With the assistance of other people, something can be gained here, but don't pick a fight or a quarrel with someone here under these energies because either you or the person you're dealing with is quite formidable, okay? You don't want to start no crap with them. Thanks for sticking around for the daily astrological update, and I'll check back with you guys in a couple of days. Bye now.